What's up, Niner family? My name is JT Magnum. Welcome to Niner News. 49ers played another rough game. They're now 1-7 after a 41-23 loss at the hands of the New Orleans Saints in a game where, I don't know, the score to me doesn't even reflect anything. I mean, a lot of people think the Niners could have still won this game. I don't see it. I think the Saints dominated like they were supposed to. I think the 49ers played like they're capable of playing, basically, and I still think a lot of work needs to be done with this team. People are trying to pull positives out of this and say, you know, Colin Kaepernick threw for almost 400 yards. It's amazing. At the same time, yeah, the stats look amazing, maybe for fantasy football, but for me, I still saw a guy struggling in the pocket. I still saw a guy having problems reading the defense, hence the interception he threw. I see, you know, a crappy New Orleans Saints defense that gives up that kind of yardage anyways, and you knew they were going to be able to score, but they only scored 23 points out against them, and I don't see what other people see. The only there's a couple cool plays. I mean, the long pass to Juwan Harris was cool, but it was a quick out basically, and he just took it to the house. The same thing with Vance McDonald. It was just basically an out pattern. He just faked inside, went out. He gave him the ball, and McDonald did the rest. It wasn't like Colin Kaepernick threw it down the field for like 50-yard gains or 70-yard gains. It was just little plays where the guy just runs outside and takes it to the house. So when you look at those stats and you look at those gaudy numbers, you think to yourself, oh, wow, he had a great game. But in actuality, when you watch the game, it wasn't that great. The defense still has some problems. If you watch my fantasy show, I basically said start all the Saints running backs. I said if you have Tim Hightower, if you have Mark Ingram, start them both. They're both going to dominate this game. Sure enough, Mark Ingram, 158 yards rushing. Tim Hightower, 87 yards rushing. Both scored a touchdown. Drew Brees, 323 yards passing. 248 yards rushing as a whole for the New Orleans Saints, along with 323 yards passing. That's, 571 yards. How does Jim O'Brien still have a job after today is beyond me. I know any other coach would have been fired on the spot, and I don't know why they're keeping him or what's the plan for him. You know, they're just going to wait till the end of the year. I mean, he's got to see that it's just not working. We're not built for this 3-4 defense anymore. They're built for a 4-3. They need to switch to it, but they won't do it. They're so committed to this 3-4. It's ridiculous. They keep plugging in guys that don't belong in their position. Quentin Dow is playing a position he wasn't supposed to yesterday due to the fact that Eric Armstead got hurt. Just people playing out of position, people not playing well, people just missing assignments, people missing tackles. It's just one after the other with this defense. It's torture. I know you guys probably hate to hear it all the time, all this, but it's hard to pull positives because despite the score or whatever, it's still a loss, and the 49ers are 1-7. And a lot of us had high expectations given the fact that Chip Kelly was there. And yes, we're scoring more points, but now the defense is suffering. It's like one or the other. We can't have it. We can't have it both ways. We just keep having one or the other. It's just torture. One bright spot, though, I have to admit, Quentin Patton. If you know me, I'm not a fan, but he did have a solid game yesterday. 6 catches for 106 yards. Now those were good passing and good catches, good routes. He was running superb actually wide receiver play for him. But can he do that on a weekly basis? That's another thing. I mean, he's going to have one of these games where he does this and then after that he's just falls off the scene for the next 2 or 3 games. Who knows? We'll see what happens in the future. But right now, that was a pretty solid game from him, and it was good to see him actually finally, come into his own as a wide receiver. It's good to see Cap give him the ball because it's so hard. We haven't had that since Crabtree had 1,000 yards or Bolden had 1,000 yards. But we still lack an explosive wide receiver, and he did look explosive yesterday. But like I said, it was against the Saints. The Saints just don't have a defense, and this isn't a true test for me for Colin Kaepernick and like that. I mean, this is a game we I could say, yeah, we could have won or whatever, or we should have won. In the past, I would think, yeah, we should kill them. And we could have, and if you think about it, if our defense was any bit of solid, yeah, maybe we could have beat them. But the turnovers, the crappy defense, you're not going to beat a team. It's just not going to happen. So I don't know what's going to happen in the future with this team because I don't see what's going, but I still think, man, it all starts with Balky. We need to get rid of him. By the way, in other news, Chad Kelly sprained or tore his ACL, and he, if you know me, he's one of the guys that I did like as a quarterback coming into the draft next season, and I was hoping for. But now that he tore his ACL, if Trent Baalke remains the 49ers GM, watch him be a target because he tore his ACL. Now that his draft value just basically heightened now because maybe he could have been a first round pick next year, or maybe a second. Maybe he'll fall to the third or fourth depending on where scouts have him ranked. Maybe he'll fall to third or fourth now, or maybe later. That's where the Niners will try to get him because that's what Baalke likes. He likes to pick later. Or will somebody else snatch him up before we get a chance, given the fact that he did play pretty solid in the SEC? I don't know. It goes to see what happens in the future. But there's a lot of quarterbacks I still like, and I still think we need a quarterback. I still think we need to get rid of Colin Kaepernick. I don't think he's the answer. I don't care if it threw for 400 yards. It's not impressive to me, given the fact that it was playing the Saints. And on top of that, like I said, a lot of these passes were all over the place. They were just, and he wasn't very accurate as people think he was. He was doing a lot of dump offs, and they were gaining a lot of yards from that to me. If anything, Gabbert could have done the same thing. I think if Gabbert was playing, Gabbert would have threw for 500. If you ask me, a lot of people are thinking, oh, he threw for 400 yards. That's more than what Gabbert threw in like the 6 games he played. Well, you know what? At the same time, if Gabbert was playing that game yesterday, to me, I think Gabbert would have threw for more. But that's just me. Anyways, and I'm not defending Gabbert. I'm not saying, I'm not a Gabbert like defender or anything like that. I just don't think that these quarterbacks should be on the team. I think we should get another quarterback. I'm tired of seeing quarterbacks just taken ahead of, and doing well, and we sit here with the same quarterbacks and doing horrible. Tired of defensive guys getting taken in the draft, doing well, and we sit here doing horrible because we pick up guys with torn ACLs. It's just one after the other, just non-stop guys not playing, or seeing guys do well on other teams, aka Bryce Treggs, who was a decent wide receiver in preseason, decent wide receiver in training camp. We cut him. Eagles pick him up. 2 catches for 69 yards yesterday, including the bomb for the Eagles in his first game playing. It's just one after the other. We keep letting guys go, and they keep doing well for other teams, and then we have to sit here and watch them do well while our guys still doing the same old thing, which is losing. So let me know what you thought in the comment section about the game. Like I said, it's just I'm not gonna be one of those guys that just rah the 49ers. And yes, I'm a fan. I love my 49ers. I'm always gonna be a fan. I'm gonna support them every time. But when they lose them like this and whatever, I'm still gonna support them. But at the same time, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I'm gonna be straight up honest, and I'm gonna keep being truthful about them until somebody sees the video and shows the Jed York or does whatever to get rid of Baalke. He needs to go. Period. He just needs to go. I'm going to keep saying it until I'm blue in the face. He needs to be gone. You saw all the fire Baalke signs. They got planes flying over, I almost said candlestick. They got planes flying over Levi's Field or Levi's Stadium and, saying fire Baalke. I mean, you think that you would see it and you would be like, okay, maybe he does need to go. I mean, everybody in San Francisco pretty much, or everybody that's a fan of the 49ers, cannot stand him. Everybody knows it's him. That starts with him, with the team that we have and the team that's playing, and the coaching decisions and everything else that he's made has not worked out. Get rid of the dude. Period. He needs to go. He needs to go. He needs to be gone. Get rid of him. Anyways, like I said, let me know what you think in the comment section, and let me know what you thought about the game, how we played on defense and how we played on offense. I mean, it's pretty much the same thing, probably going to say that I thought. Maybe with a couple of bright spots here and there, but like I said, it's not impressive when you're playing the Saints defense, who they haven't done anything. Have they stopped anybody this year? Not really. So it's not impressive, like I said. So I will see you guys next week. Hopefully we get a win against Arizona. It's a division game. I love to beat Arizona, but like I said, David Johnson's playing that game. David Johnson's likely to run for 200 yards. It's probably what's going to happen. So good luck. We'll see you next week. Take care. JT Magnum signing out. Peace, y'all.